Hey everyone, this is BRAINWAVEZ, and in this video I'm going to show you 5 game-changing features in Ableton that I really wish I had known sooner. Plus I'm going to give you one extra at the end that almost no one knows, so stay tuned for that. So tip number 1 is assignable hotkeys. So if you press Ctrl K or Command K in your keyboard, you get this panel in your browser and you can assign custom keys to certain actions. For example, if I press 1 in my keyboard, I have that assigned to the mono button on this utility. And if I press the Q button, it will turn on this master chain that I have going on. So 1 and I get the mono, Q and I turn on the master chain. And that's pretty helpful because otherwise every time that I want to check my mixing mono, I have to go to the master chain and click in here. But if I have that hotkey, I can be anywhere on the track on the arrangement and I just hit 1 and then I know it's gonna be on mono. Same thing if I do the Q key. No matter where I am, it's always gonna work. To assign that, it's pretty easy. You just press Ctrl K, and let's say that I wanna turn off this. So I press the button that I want to assign the key, and then I press the key on the keyboard. Let's say E, I don't know. And then every time that I hit E, it's gonna turn on and turn off that effect. That's for tip number 1. Let's go to tip number 2, which is save as default. If I put a new audio track, you're gonna notice that right away it has like this rack with the EQ and with the utility, and that's because I saved this audio clip as my default audio track. So every time that I open an audio track, it's gonna have all of these effects. And the same applies if I insert a MIDI track. So that's a huge time saver. If you want to do that with your tracks, put like whatever elements you want in your track and then right click and save as default MIDI or audio track depending. Then every time that you create a new track, it's gonna have those elements already in there. Also, you can do that with effects. So for example, if I drag a EQ8 into whatever channel, it's always going to be with this low cut already on it because I saved that as a default. Same deal, if you want to have, I don't know, maybe a glue compressor with 5 dBs of makeup or something, and you want to save that as a default, then just right click and save as default preset. And now every time that you drop it, it's going to have those exact settings. Let's jump to number 3, which is automation lock. I don't know if it was only me, but for a long time I didn't know what this was, and it was messing with my automations a lot. So let's say, as an example, that you have a MIDI track in here and you have an automation of the panning or something. Let's say that you want to move the MIDI track but not the automation. Normally, if you move the MIDI track, the automation will move with the MIDI track and it can mess with, you know, whatever you have before. Sometimes this can be useful, sometimes it can be messy. So if you want to move the MIDI track but not the automation, you just click on the little lock in here and then you can move this without messing with the automation. So as I said, I don't know if maybe that's like a big realization for me, that this little lock, maybe everyone knows about that, but I didn't, and it helps a lot sometimes when, you know, you don't want to mess with the automations or something. So yeah, that's number 3. Then number 4 is also very simple, but it helps a lot, and it's the insert and delete time features. So if you want to, let's say, insert 8 bars of something in here, it's as easy as just going to create and insert silence or Ctrl I in PC, and then you have 8 bars in there. without having to move your arrangement around. So that's pretty great. And same deal, if let's say that you have a long arrangement and you want to cut it, and maybe you want to cut like this piece out, it's as easy as going into edit and click on delete time, and that's deleted now. That made your arrangement shorter in like one click. You didn't have to move anything around, so that's pretty huge as well. Now lastly, number 5 is ranking mode. So let's say that I go to my sound design folder and I have a lot of sounds in here, but let's say that I want to find the ones that I use the most. Ableton has a feature for doing that. That's the ranking mode that I'm talking about. If I go in here and click on rank, I'm gonna see my most used sounds. And to turn that on, you just need to, on this little bar in here at the top, do right click and hit rank. In this case, it disappeared because I already had it selected, but if you click it again, it's gonna appear. And this is a very useful way to show you what are the whatever you use the most. So if I go ahead and go into my audio effects, I can click rank again, and I'm just gonna show me what I use the most for every folder in here. And this kind of goes into my last and bonus tip, which is, I don't know about you, but I hate this view of folders. That is kind of new to Ableton. I don't know why they did it. I just find it very annoying to be having to open in every folder to find my audio effects, and I found a way of getting rid of that, and it's pretty simple and almost no one knows about it. What you need to do is just right click and deselect the grouping folder feature, and now we can see the whole list of audio effects as one big folder, and it's so good. It's so much better for me at least. So yeah, that was number 6 as a bonus. So that's pretty much it for this one. Let me know, guys, if you already knew all of this or if there is some new features that you didn't know about. So yeah, please leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, and I hope I see you around.